the learning of biologic identity and the problem of alienation in the story of Gordon S. Livingston's Search for a Stranger. Gordon S. Livingston is a Colombian psychiatrist and author. His research on the damage of a child's behavior patterns and the adoption helps him to know and understand the child's dual burden of his identity. His popular works are Only Springs, Too Soon Old, Too Late Smart, The Thing You Think Cannot Do, and Never Stop Dancing. Through his works, he has expressed his ideas about the problem of adopted childs and the feeling of alienation. The story Search for a Stranger explains the problem of alienation that faces a child in his 30, 30th age, when a child grows as a man and comes to know about his adoption in the present family. He tries to know his nationality, his raising, and his natural parents. The story of Gordon S. Livingston is similar in the manner. Gordon S. Livingston, who is adopted in the present family and learns from his cousin that he is adopted in the present family. He tries to search for his natural parents. Gordon S. Livingston, through his birth certificate, knows the birthplace where he was born. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee, in America. He tries to know about the process of adoption and the agency who has arranged his adoption in Memphis. He comes to know about the agency after a lot of efforts. The Tennessee Children Home Society has arranged his adoption. He writes to the public department of the home and tries to know about his mother and his father. But the reply from the home makes him disappointed. The home replies that the reopening of closed adoption documents is legal and it is banned by the courthouse of Memphis. It means that this man has to visit the place that is Memphis. So he visits the place Memphis. In Memphis, Tennessee, he comes to know from the local newspaper that the, the school or the home is sealed because of the chief of the school has earned the money by selling the babies, by doing or arranging the adoption processes or deals to the others. The newspaper also states that the in charge of the home has given the babies of unwed mother, the prostitutes, and the mental patients. Here, Gordon S. Livingston, or the author, becomes worried whether he belongs to a prostitute or the unwed mother. It shocks him and he searches for a lawyer. He gets a local lawyer. With the help of a local lawyer, he tries to find out his birth name, his mother's name, and his father's name in the record of that decree made by Tennessee Home and the party. The local lawyer, with his acquaintance, finds out a decree. Decree here means a legal document prepared for the adoption of a child, which has been kept in the office of the court. From that decree, the author comes to know that his name is Donald Alfred Cardale. The lawyer also gives or provides a proof of the Statistic Bureau, and he takes that proceeding or the legal documents from the clerk of that courthouse and reads it. The document reads that the child is destitute and orphaned. The father has abandoned the child. It means the author is an illegitimate son. From that document, the author also comes to know the name of his mother. It is Anne Simons Carter. With the help of the mother's name and the name of the author, the lawyer also finds out the hospital in which the author's mother has delivered a child. Going through the records or the list of admission list of that hospital, the lawyer as well as the author knows that the mother or the author's mother is a school teacher from Mississippi. Here, the author leaves Memphis State and visits Mississippi in the Department of Education. He tries to find out the record of his mother in the education department. While getting a lot of files from the department and also getting the academic record, the author comes to know that his mother is a school teacher. His mother is a school teacher and she has earned her degree of master from the college. That degree gives him the name of the college where his mother has completed her master degree. Immediately, he calls the alumni office of that college, and from the college he gets the reply that the lady belongs to, or the earliest correspondence of that lady is from that is Natchez, a city a city from Mississippi. Without waiting for another call or another reply from the college alumni office, the author immediately goes to Natchez, and from Natchez airport he finds out the Cardales. The phone book at the air office of Natchez gives him the gives him the names of 6 Cardales. The author becomes very confused, and in that confusion he calls the first Cardale and asks whether it is Anne Simons Cardale. He gets the reply, "She is my aunt. She is my aunt." The author becomes very curious to know about her address. The next question he asks to the respondent that, "Can you tell me her address, the present address, please?" The respondent, taking a gap or pause of sometimes, tells him that she presently lives in Savannah city in Georgia in America. Instead of waiting for another question or reply from that respondent, the author leaves the place and prepares himself to visit Suhana. And here in Suhana, he calls his mother on the telephone. By telephoning his mother, he hears the voice of a lady, and he asks the permission to meet her in a present. The lady permits him and tells about her address in Suhana. The author immediately reaches at the apartment, well-groomed apartment. When the door opens, he sees an attractive and dignified woman in her 60s, in a low voice. In the telephonic conversation, the author has expressed about himself to her. He has told her that he is her son and he desires to meet her. When the author sees an attractive and dignified woman in front of him, he becomes surprised. The lady calls him in. We can say the greetings. Author asked her about his father and about his mother. In the reply to the interrogation of author's question, the mother, or we can say the lady, says that she belongs to a small farm family in southern America. Because of the not well condition of the family, she has been allowed to take the education of the college, and she learns in the college. After learning from the college, she joins in the teaching field and becomes a teacher, becomes a school teacher. In the teaching of first year, she falls in love with a man who is handsome and impressive dancer. After some days of her life spending with him, she learns that she is pregnant. She asked to to the man or to her lover to accept her child and give him his name. But the father of the child denies, saying that he will think over it. He never returns to, and he disappears. In those days, as Anne Cardell reveals in front of Gordon S. Livingston, that the disgrace of pregnant and unmarried was more powerful than her courage. It means that in the southern farm family, the people think that the pregnancy in unmarried days is serious. It is not accepted in the society, and the woman has to face a lot of trouble in her life. Even the family members also face the troubles in the society. So she secretly delivers her child in Memphis. She has no courage to tell about her delivery of the child to the family and to the society. It makes very curious to the author. In front of the author, the mother expresses her feelings of remorse. She says that when she joined the field of teaching and became a school teacher, she saw her son in the students in front of him. She treated all the students as her son. She scolded the students and she loved the student, thinking the students are her son. It means the mother who left her child think continuously of her lost child in her memory, and she doesn't forget even a single moments related to her child. Her motherhood makes her restless and tries to reconnect herself to her lost child. The author comes to know that his mother continuously remembers him in her memories. When his mother tries to apologize and says that forgive her for her discarding of the child. The author, who becomes a man and listens the words of his mother, who is sitting in front of him, he gets a shock and thinks that he is not a person who can judge his mother, who has sacrificed a lot of for the sake of a baby, for the sake of a baby. In this way, the search of a strangers ends here. The author comes to know about his natural parents. Gordon S. Livingston reveals the importance of biologic identity. The adopted children tries try to know their natural parents. When they come to know about their adoption, the adoptive fathers console them and help them in their search. In the same way, Gordon S. Livingston's adoptive father helps him in his search of his mother. Another issue here Gordon S. Livingston deals with, that is the feeling of alienation. The adopted child feels alone. He or she tries to find out the truth of his birth, his parentage, his nourishment, his raising, and when the child knows about his natural parents, he can become happy, or he can become disappointed or nervous. Gordon S. Livingston puts this feeling of alienation or the problem of alienation in the story Search for a Stranger. Thank you.